Yo guys, welcome to Ashton Fitness. Today I wanted to show you a workout that, in my opinion, wasn't entirely a great workout. There were loads of reasons why this wasn't a good workout for me, but the main two reasons why I wanted to make this video in the first place was because, firstly, I've never seen a fitness YouTuber do this. I've never seen a fitness YouTuber make a video and display themselves when they're not at their best, because obviously everyone always wants to display themselves at their best on social media and on the internet, and you rarely see people show themselves when they're not optimal. So I wanted to show you this just to be real, because everyone has these kinds of down days where they're not feeling the best with their workouts or just with themselves in general. So yeah, I wanted to show you that for that reason, and that ties into the second reason. I just want to be real and I just want to be authentic with you guys, because there's so much inauthenticity out there on social media and on the internet, and it's like everyone will have you believing that you should be feeling your best all the time, and oh my god, you're gonna absolutely smash this workout today, well done guys, that's a good clean 10 reps. And it's like, bruv, in this workout, every 10 reps that I was doing, I was just feeling sloppy and I was just feeling tired and just mashed, because I was really tired this day when I was doing this workout. This was supposed to be a workout tutorial even. I originally started filming this because I wanted to make a leg day workout for you guys, and I wanted to film it and film some exercises. But immediately, as soon as I started doing this first exercise, I was like, I know this tutorial is not going to happen today because I'm just feeling too tired. I'm feeling just really demotivated, because I'm sure a lot of you are struggling with demotivation at the moment, especially if you're in a country where the lockdown rules are kind of there and they're present, and it's kind of like you're stuck at home for most of the day. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you are struggling with that at the moment, and it kind of got to me a little bit more this week. So yeah, this workout was sponsored by tiredness, fatigue, and demotivation. So yeah, it was one of those ones where I was just feeling it, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I really had to power through this workout and just dig deep to even complete the reps that I was doing, like let alone the whole workout, just doing the reps, because like it was tough. And especially with this first exercise. Firstly, this first exercise is really good. I highly recommend it. If you're an intermediate to advanced calisthenics athlete and you really want to train your legs really well, this first exercise is awesome, because it just burns your legs. Like, how I'd recommend you do it is find a ledge or a box or anything you can jump onto, that is kind of, you can manage to jump onto it for 10 reps. Don't pick anything too high, don't pick anything too low, because it won't be challenging enough for you, but obviously work within your ability. If you're a complete beginner, obviously you want to pick a lower kind of ledge, because you might not be able to jump that high. But yeah, this was a kind of medium height ledge, and yeah, I was just exploding out 10 reps of this exercise, and it is one of the best, in my opinion. It's one of the best leg burners that I have done during any of my leg workouts throughout the years, because not only is it just a series of jump squats, but the way that I'm counting the reps is quite unique in this instance. So what I'm doing is I'm jumping onto the box, onto the ledge in this case. These are like called box jumps traditionally, but I'm using a ledge. But yeah, I would jump onto this ledge and I jump up, do a jump squat at the top, and then jump down, do a jump squat at the bottom, and that would count as one rep. I know I didn't do the jump squat at the bottom there, but that's because I was so tired and so fatigued this day. I was just like, I just can't even, like, it doesn't look like I'm struggling on camera, but I was really struggling here. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it was really tough, but yeah, it's a brilliant leg exercise. But anyway, let me get on to why today wasn't the best workout. See, like I was trying to be all like negative and all this. Well, I wasn't really trying to be negative, but I was like, oh, I was having such a bad time, man. And then I started going into classic YouTube motivation. Yeah, guys, do this amazing leg exercise. But look, in this example here, I'm doing these step ups. and my knee started to really hurt. You can see that, like, I started like feeling my knee because I was like, this exercise is actually really hurting my knee, and it's because I was training while I was really tired, really fatigued. And yeah, like after the intense exercise that I was doing before that, like my knee just really couldn't take that exercise. And a really important thing for beginners, if you're a beginner and you're listening or watching this video, listening to or watching this video, should I say, a really important thing is to know when to dial it back and when to stop. Because when I was doing that previous leg exercise, my knee started hurting, and I was like, if I continue doing this, I will injure my knee and it will put me out of training for a few days. So I made the conscious decision to stop that exercise altogether and to move on to this next exercise, which I'll explain in a second. But it's really important to recognize when you need to stop, because as a beginner, that can really save you a lot of time and frustration, and it can save you from injuring yourself. And I'll explain a little bit on how you can tell, because I think that's really important to explain. So, how you can tell if you are on the verge of injuring yourself, because when you're a beginner, you don't necessarily know. When you are a beginner, it's difficult to distinguish between muscle fatigue and actual injury pain. So I'm going to tell you the difference between the two. Obviously, this is not a hard and fast rule, but in general, this is the rule. So here it is. Injury pain is normally very sharp and very sudden. When I was doing those step ups on the ledge, there was a very sharp pain in my knee that I was experiencing as I was coming up, and that told me that that was injury pain, because normally injury pain is very sharp and it's very sudden. Muscle fatigue, when you're working out hard, on the other hand, muscle fatigue is a kind of slow burn. You feel it more in your muscles. Obviously, you can get an injury in your muscles, you can pull a muscle, you can tear a muscle, whatever. But when you're feeling muscle fatigue, it's normally a slow burn and it doesn't feel painful necessarily. Obviously, when you start reaching failure and when you start getting to that point where your muscles are so overworked, like it might feel a little bit like kind of uncomfortable, but it shouldn't be a shooting pain. It should just feel like a kind of a gradual build. Like you'll feel it as you're doing your leg exercises or whatever exercise you're doing, you'll feel your muscles start to get more and more tired. It's that kind of tiredness and fatigue. It's not a sharp pain. So that's how, if you're a beginner, you can distinguish between injury pain and muscle fatigue. And if you start to feel that sharp injury pain like I was feeling when I was doing that box step up on the ledge, just stop. And you can either move on to another exercise that's less intense and is less likely to aggravate the source of your pain, or just stop altogether. And if you're a beginner, I'd recommend just stopping altogether, to be honest. Like, the only reason why I pushed on is because I'm very stubborn, and in this case I was being a bit of an idiot. And I mean, it's a combination of things. Yes, I was not the wisest person to continue the workout after feeling that pain, but the only reason why I did is because I have enough experience under my belt to know how to work around it. So I moved on, after that exercise, I moved on to these jump squats superset with these rocket jumps, because I knew my knees could handle it, and I tested out my knees beforehand. Like, I didn't go straight into the exercise, I tested it out and I felt it out and I was like, can my knee handle this? Yes, it can. All right, cool, I'm gonna move on. So that's how I knew that it was safe for me to do that. But obviously, if you're a beginner, you might not have enough experience to know that. So in just for the safest bet, I would just say, just chill on working out that body part or that area if you do get those shooting injury pains. And yeah, just chill, just stop the workout, or train another muscle group or something like that. But yeah, don't aggravate it, basically. I then moved on from those jump squats into these squat pulse superset things, where you do a squat pulse at one end and then you move over to the other side and you do 20 squat pulses on the other side, and then you crab walk back over to the start. The reason why I was smiling during this, even though I was having like a really bad workout, I was just feeling terrible, I was just very demotivated and very tired. The reason why I was smiling there is because my friend, I can never do this exercise and not think of him. My friend Ibrahim, always, whenever I do this exercise, he says, sit down on it. And if you don't know what that means, that's basically just Jamaican slang for sitting down on a penis. And whenever I do this exercise now, I cannot get that out of my mind, because he always says it. Whenever I'm doing these squat pulses, he always says, sit down on it, sit down on it. So I'm like, oh my God. So I always think about that. And then I did that little thumbs up to someone in the distance, because there was just this random woman, she was in the park, and then she saw me doing those squat pulses and she started joining in. So I was like, hey, well done. But yeah, anyway, I moved on to these calf raises next. I was kind of happy with my calves, like the way that they looked. Like, I've never had the best calf genetics and I've never had the best calves, but I was kind of happy with just the way that they were looking, considering that I hadn't really trained them properly for a while. So yeah, obviously they're not huge, but yeah, they're looking shapely, which is nice. But yeah, basically this whole workout was just sponsored by tiredness. It really didn't feel good, and I just wanted to show it to you guys, because YouTubers don't show you when they're not at their best, and people in general on social media, they just don't really show you when they're not at their best. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys some encouragement and tell you that you're not always going to feel the best when you're working out. Like, working out does make you feel great, but you're not always going to feel the best and you might not even have a great session every time, and that's normal. Like, don't let that stress you out, don't let that put you off. Like, everyone has these days, I have these days, so it's just a very normal part of working out and being a human, because it might not even be pain, like physical pain that you're experiencing on the day that's inhibiting your workout. Could be mental pain, mental frustration, whatever. So we're all human, we all have these down days. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was kind of educational and informative, and I hope it just gave you some motivation and encouragement to continue your training. Obviously, yeah, if you have days where you're really tired, don't even train. Like, don't be me, don't train, and yeah, don't push through it. Just take that time that you need off, and yeah, you'll be good in a day or two. So thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then obviously remember to subscribe, like, share, all of that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one.